All right. Let's see. Is this thing working? I hope so. Coffee. The nectar of the gods. All right. We're going to get a little bit personal today. It's September 2025, and I have been wanting to start this YouTube channel for over 10 years now. I've bought so many cameras over the years. I've bought microphones and lights and tripods and all the equipment you can imagine for creating videos. I've watched the trainings and the tutorials and how to create thumbnails and how to come up with titles and all that stuff. And it's so funny how the resistance keeps popping up. And you do everything in your power to avoid actually doing the thing. Until finally, I think you just reach a breaking point. This is my moment of coming out and saying, I don't care anymore. I'm literally doing this for my own sanity at this point. I even gave it a shot last year. I uploaded a handful of videos and I almost made it to 100 subscribers. I think as of this recording, I'm sitting at like 94 subscribers, most of which is friends and family. But it's because I haven't put enough effort into it. I've been overcomplicating the entire process, and I keep over preparing and thinking that I need to consume more before I create. But in this video, I'm gonna share a couple of frameworks that have helped me get over the fear of creating videos and starting. So I've been overcomplicating this for all the usual reasons: fear of judgment, thinking that I'm not really like a subject expert on any particular topic. After a while, you realize that it doesn't matter. You don't need to be a subject expert to share your story and to share your experiences. The fear of judgment thing, it's like, who am I afraid of judgment from? If I end up on the explore page and people end up seeing this video, that's a good thing. That means people like the video. But as of right now, there's less than 100 people subscribed to me. I literally don't understand why I'm so afraid of the fear of judgment when I don't even have an audience on YouTube yet. So it's like, once you realize these things, I think you can get over the hump and just start creating and putting yourself out there. And one of the things that's helped me the most is journaling. So I started journaling about 10 years ago when I first realized that I wanted to get off the traditional career path. Now, looking back at my journal 10 years later, it's crazy to see the progress I've made. A couple of years ago, I started publishing my writing online. Not my actual journal notes, but just my writing. This all ties into what I'm trying to say here, is that if you want to get started on the creative path, I think writing might be one of the lowest friction ways to get started. Even if it's just journaling to yourself or creating a Substack where you don't even tell anybody about it and you start posting on there. Writing your thoughts down, it's one of the best ways to get to know yourself. And again, I think it's just a low friction way to get yourself out there. With video, it's complicated. You need to learn the video settings and get the audio right. And there's a lot more that goes into this video stuff. But I found that through my writing, I've been able to build up my confidence and I've been able to get to know myself better. If you feel the nudge to create and you don't feel confident enough to jump straight into video, then I really, really recommend getting started with writing, because it's a great first step into the creator journey. So that's my first recommendation. The second thing that has helped me get started on this journey is the repetition factor. The best way I've heard it described is by this guy, Lawrence Yo. He has a book called The Inner Compass, and he brings up the analogy of coming to a fork in the road. I'm sure you've heard this analogy before. You come to a fork in the road and there's a path that is well lit up and you know the path and it's been taken by many, many people, but then there's another path that is, it looks a little bit more foreign and maybe it doesn't look like many people have gone down that path. And the analogy that Lawrence uses in the book that I really like is, the first time you come to that fork in the road, you're probably gonna take the safe bet. But the repetition factor, what happens after the 10th time you come to that fork in the road? And what happens after the 100th time after you come to that fork in the road? Eventually your curiosity starts to get the best of you, because you've come to that fork in the road so many times and you know what's down the safe path. Eventually you want to figure out and just see what is down that other path. And for me, it's that repetition factor. It's that I've taken the safe path so many times. And even when I broke away from my corporate job and started working online and getting remote jobs, I still always was jumping from job to job instead of just going off on my own and starting my own thing. And looking back, I wish I would have started shooting these videos sooner, and I wish I would have started writing online earlier, but no regrets. We keep moving forward. So the repetition factor, that's been a big help for me, is just coming to that fork in the road so many times where now it's like, okay, my curiosity has taken control and I really need to see what's down that other path that I haven't taken yet, which is shooting YouTube videos and trying to become a full-time creator and educator. Because I want to help people and I want to show people how to create more time and location freedom in their lives. It's something that has brought me so much joy over the years, and I couldn't ever imagine going back to working in a corporate environment in a job that I don't really find excitement from. Once you go on a non-traditional path and you start exploring these alternative work options, it almost becomes like a game, seeing what else is out there. And so I've been exposed to a lot of different types of work over the past 5-6 years since I've been working remote. I want to share these stories of what I've learned over the past few years ever since I stepped off the non-traditional path. And hopefully, if you've come to this fork in the road enough times, maybe my videos will help you take that other path. And the last thing I want to talk about that's helped me get started on this creator journey is forcing functions. So using things like deadlines and accountability to just ship the thing, because the perfectionist and the little bit of OCD and ADD that I have inside of me, I think it's all on a spectrum, but I always want to make things better. But when you incorporate deadlines and when you have other people who are keeping you accountable, this makes it so that you have to just ship it. There's no tinkering with it until it's perfect. Don't let perfectionism get the best of you. Set deadlines and find people to keep you accountable. So a couple examples from my own life. I told you guys I started writing on Substack a couple of years ago. For the first 2 years, I had no deadlines. I just published whenever I wanted to. Now I've been publishing essays every single week, and I think I've published more essays in the past few months than I did my entire first year publishing on Substack. So setting that deadline has been a massive forcing function for me, and it's gotten me over that hump of trying to make every single thing I write absolutely perfect before I publish it. Really, right now, I'm just trying to exercise the muscle. Same thing I'm doing with this YouTube channel right now. I'm just trying to exercise the muscle. I know these first few videos might not be that great. So if you're still watching, thanks so much. But yeah, the forcing functions are just super important. The reason I'm finally taking action on this YouTube stuff is the forcing function of accountability. I joined a 5-week boot camp accelerator thing called Act 2. I'll link it down in the description below. And having that community of people who are also starting their creative projects and having these weekly challenges that we do is keeping me accountable and wanting to finally take action on this YouTube channel. So I think finding ways to implement these forcing functions, whether it's through deadlines or through accountability groups, I think those are all really, really helpful ways to get you started on your creator journey as well, if this is something that you've been exploring. So really quickly, just to recap the things we talked about, if you're watching this video, it means that you must have some sort of intention to get started on a creative journey. If you're not sure where to get started with writing. Again, that could be journaling to yourself, or it could be writing on a blog or Substack or something, but just start writing. Get to know yourself better. And through that process, you'll be able to potentially start creating stuff for other people. And the second thing we talked about was the repetition factor. So maybe you haven't come to that fork in the road enough times yet for your curiosity to take control. I hope this video is one more reckoning, or one more time where you're coming up to that fork in the road and you're thinking, okay, this is interesting. Now I'm starting to get more curious about what's down that other path. And the last thing is forcing functions. So implementing some kind of deadline or accountability group, I can't recommend it enough. And again, for me personally, I've come to the fork in the road too many times. And so finally, when it comes to this YouTube journey, this is me taking the leap and going down that road that I've been wanting to go down, but I haven't taken action on because I've been scared and I've been fearful of judgment, but I'm over it now. Again, I'm doing this for my own sanity with the hopes of potentially helping some other people along the way. So if you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, all that other stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.